welcome back to another video. My name is Piggy Cupcake Gaming. Today's video is going to be pretty cool. I'm going to be doing a bad teacher story time. I've actually had a lot of bad teachers. I had to do this summer camp thing. Basically it was like summer school, except they called it summer camp, so you wouldn't think that you were really bad at school, even though you were, and you had to go to summer school before you could go to the next grade. So that's what I had to do, because I'm really bad at math. So anyway, I had to do math in the morning, and then I had to do English later in the day. And I had this teacher. I'll call her Mrs. A. So Mrs. A was a pretty cool teacher, and then one time we just did bracelet making, and then one day we just went to Starbucks. It was really funny. But anyway, when we were doing bracelet making instead of math, because she was also the bracelet making teacher, which I had her for bracelet making too, because I was in that class as well. She was like, "So what colors do you want on your bracelet?" And I said, because I had to pick 3 colors, and then I was like, I'll have the dark blue, light blue, and a tealish color. And I was like, because if you guys know me, then you know blues are my favorite type of color. And then she was like, so what order do you want it in? And I was like, I don't care, because I didn't know anything about how to make that bracelet, so I didn't really care. And she was like, of course you don't. What the heck? That's so rude. There was also this other teacher there. I was doing a wood shop class there, and if you don't know what wood shop is, you basically just make stuff out of wood. I made a pencil box, but apparently the teacher lost it, so I couldn't even get it back. I don't even know. Anyway, so this is the story of how the teacher was racist. So I was in his class, and we had to go to the computer lab to print off pictures, because we're gonna imprint them on whatever you're making. It's kind of hard to explain, but. And then so we were in the computer lab getting pictures, and then this one kid who happened to be Asian, and there's a lot of Asian kids there, it was half Asian, by the way. So there was a lot of Asian kids, and he happened to be Asian, and he was goofing off and playing games instead of actually printing off a picture. That kid's doing something weird. These Asian kids, I don't know what they're doing. And he's that's when he kind of made a racist comment, seriously, bro. And also he was really old and weird too. He was just a really weird teacher. The next teacher story is there's this teacher, and let's just call her Mrs. H. So Mrs. H was also she was a math teacher this past year. I'm going to a different school because that was a middle school, and then I'm going to high school this year, but she was my teacher for 8th grade. My math teacher for 8th grade, and basically she was the most lazy teacher I have ever had. She didn't even explain it that well, and then she didn't even think that the reason that no one knew the answer was because of her own teaching. She thought that everyone in the class was dumb, but that wasn't true. It was just because she was really bad at teaching. Anyway, one day everyone was goofing off and talking to each other, but it was super boring, so I don't blame them. Anyway, she was like, okay, you guys are gonna do the lesson on your own, and you don't get any help, and if you don't do it all by tomorrow, then I'm gonna get really mad. So basically she just didn't even help, but she didn't even explain the lesson at all, and the book explanation was so bad too. So I went home and I tried to do all the problems, but obviously I couldn't, because she didn't even explain the lesson. And there's 40 or 30 problems. usually there's a lot of problems. Basically, when I came back, I got like pretty much all of them wrong because I didn't even know how to do them, basically, because she didn't even explain. And anyway, basically everyone either didn't do the homework or got all of them wrong. Or they did like 2 because they didn't know how to do it. Because she didn't explain the lesson. And she got super mad at everyone. And yeah, that's why a message to teachers: teach the kids how to do stuff. Don't just tell them to do it and not even explain it and expect them to get all of them right. That one time, last year, I switched schools in the middle of the year. So my first school of that year, there was like a substitute teacher for like half of the year. So basically most of the time I was there. And she was like one of those teachers that were like art teachers that like dressed really weirdly and like hippie-ish, like, you know, I don't know if you guys can picture her, but basically she had like gray hair and she was like old and like she always had her hair in like a ginormous bun. And yeah, she always like wore Crocs and stuff too, like anyway, that's not what this story is about. The story is about she's like got really mad really easily. And she got mad at everyone, like even me, like I didn't even do anything wrong and she got mad at me. And then one time she got mad for like no reason, and then she said, next time when I get mad, tell me to go get a drink of water. Like, I don't know what that was supposed to do for her, but like she said, next time I get mad for no reason, tell me to go get a drink of water. So the next class, there's this kid, and she was getting mad again, and then he was like, so go get a drink of water. And then she got really mad. Like, oh my gosh. She got so mad. And she was like, I don't need you to tell me to go get a drink of water. Like, she was just like pissed, even though she was the one who told them to tell her to go get a drink of water. Okay, but the next teacher is probably like one of the worst teachers I've ever had. Let's call her Mrs. E. So Mrs. E was like a terrible teacher from the start. She was a theater teacher. So like we did like a play, and basically no one wanted to do the play because like we had to do it. It wasn't a choice. Like we had to do theater, like we couldn't like choose anything. Basically, she had the audacity to tell my sister's, like someone in my sister's class, because there's 2 theater classes, like my sister's class and then my class. And then she told like one of my friends like I'm not looking forward to working with the other class. They're bad at acting. And like, seriously, that's like really, really, really not. And then my friend told my sister, and then she told me, and and I was like, what? Seriously, Mrs. E? Why would you say that? And also she got like really mad and she kicked my sister out for literally no reason. Literally no reason. She literally kicked out every single person in that class. Like, it was just really weird. And then she kicked someone out like the day before the play, and my English teacher got really mad at her because like she was part of the play. And by the way, the play was Romeo and Juliet. And then anyway, there was like a feud going on there. And then also my parents don't like that teacher either. Anyway, she changed the script of that play literally like 10 times. She was the most unprofessional teacher I've ever even seen. She changed the script. she didn't, like, she was just, and then, like, literally she changed the script like 2 days before the play. She added a whole scene with blood, and obviously that scene malfunctioned in the actual play. The scene malfunctioned because, like, the blood wouldn't come out. Like, it was like a scene of, like, Juliet killing herself, which I know is, like, really not appropriate for school. But anyway, so there's, like, this blood pack in this girl who's playing Juliet's, like, shirt, and then so she was supposed to stab it with this fake knife, basically to make it look like she was stabbing herself, but it didn't work, and it took like 5 tries to stab it because you had to stab it really hard. And anyway, it didn't work, and everyone was like laughing, and like the theater teacher was like so rude. Like, she was like, she's the meanest teacher I've ever even had. Anyway, this next teacher I'm talking about is I'll call her Mrs. I. Mrs. I, right from the start, she was like the worst teacher I've ever had. All she would do was talk about how she liked to like ride her bike and stuff. Like, she always talked about when everyone came in from the weekend, like all she would do was talk about everything she did over the weekend, how she went on bike rides, and no one even cared, even though she would spend like half of the class talking about her dumb bike rides, or like no one cares. And also, like, one time my friend, she was trying to play a movie, and my friend was, like, telling her how to do it, because she didn't know, because she's, like, a technophobe, and, like, she's, like, really, really bad at technology. And my friend was telling her how to, like, start the movie up. And then she was like, okay, since you're not telling me, then I guess we can't watch a movie, even though I think it was because she couldn't hear her, that's like really rude. Like, if you can't hear someone, get your ears checked out. Don't like be rude to them. And my friend was like saying it pretty loud too. My final teacher story that's like a bad teacher kind of thing was when in first grade, my first grade teacher was like probably like one of my worst teachers. One time she kicked me out because like I didn't know if tigers had whiskers. Like, seriously, you kick someone out. Like, actually, she didn't kick me out. She didn't let me go to art, because she thought I didn't know because I didn't know if tigers had whiskers. And seriously, you guys gotta understand that I was in first grade at this point. Like, I'm sorry, I don't know if tigers had whiskers, but you can't really blame me because I'm like 6 years old. Anyway. And then one time she yelled at my friend because he went camping on a weekday, even though it was his parents' choice to go camping, not him. She literally yelled at him, That's all the stories I have for you today. If you like my mean teacher stories, and give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you next time with another video. Bye!